Mm.
Am I shiny? Do I need makeup? No. Oh, hey, welcome to Three Black Grad Grads. Our photo talk is actually photo talk with Three Black Grad Grads. My name is Greg Cleghorn. This is my bud Ken Nelson, and that over there is Mark Skinner. We all graduated from Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York, fine art photography program. Went through 2 years of foundation, which was actually quite interesting, and I'm glad I went through it. That foundation gave me a whole new perspective to two-dimensional art form, which I didn't think I would need, but it came up. Uh-oh, Mark's got his finger up and he's making that smirky face. What is it, Mark?
1 year foundation for me. I transferred from another school.
I'm so sorry to hear that. You missed out. Anyway, all right. If you haven't been in form in space and had to build the air, you haven't lived. Anyway, moving right along. Today, we're going to have a photo talk about eye tickles. This is my topic, eye tickles. Who's afraid of creative photography? I don't know. I like going out. Are any of you guys afraid of creative photography?
It's
Only at nighttime.
Only at night. Okay. When the moon is full and the guy across from you has a silver bullet. Anyway, Mark, Ken, you were going to
yo.
say something. Go ahead.
No.
No?
Nope.
Anyway, I like creative photography, but for eye tickles, I like, again, I'll use that word again, scopophilia. I like the joy of seeing. And I'm always like this. I'm like, okay, and I just come across things and it excites my eye. And I just am glad that I keep a camera with me and I get my shots. So today's topic, eye tickles. What captivates you? If it's creative, or if it can be creative in the after effect or the post, more power to you. So I'm going to go first today. First picture up. Um, I was out and about on vacation, if you will, and it was like kind of a windy day, so I was kind of um, just not really paying much attention, just enjoying the heat and the wind. And then they put this balloon up, and it just seems so unusual. I've never seen like a perfectly round balloon, and the way I first saw it, I was like, that kind of looks like a celestial event. And so I just waited and I framed it up so that the sun was just peeking across the edge to make it look a little bit odd. I was going to throw it into Photoshop and make that gondola below it disappear. That's the only thing kind of giving it away. Even though it doesn't really even look like it's connected because the lines aren't very clear. And I let the flare from the sun, and then I threw it in. I did throw it into Photoshop, and I did kind of manipulate and saturate the colors a little, so it did look a little more otherworldly or unusual. I won't say otherworldly. I've never been to another world, and I'm sure you guys haven't either. But it just had that sci-fi kind of look to it, and I enjoyed it. So, any comments? If not, we're going to move right along.
Well, I have to say it's a very creative photograph. It's nighttime here, and it's not scary at all. So maybe I was wrong. I can say that the palm tree branch looks like it's tickling the giant sphere of the balloon, and to some extent, the balloon and the sun behind it and the refraction of light, they kind of look like those old How and Why book illustrations of the human eye. So that's an eye being tickled.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, and to not to hit beat right on the head with that one, but yeah. Okay, uh, Nelson, Mr. Nelson, anything? No. Okay.
No, I just looks like a moonshot. Well, a moon.
A moonshot. Oops, sorry
I
about
mean, a
that.
moon looks like a.
Like an
Uh,
eclipse.
yeah, thank you very much. An eclipse,
I,
solar eclipse. The
I could
beginning
have
of a
pushed
solar
it.
eclipse.
I'm still thinking of because I'm organizing. I just started again today, organized my photographs. So this one is going to be high on my list to do some further manipulations on it because it looks like just a fun picture. Not to belabor the point. Moving right along. Okay. The second
Okay.
image, huh?
No, go ahead.
The second image is photography. Photon. It's literally writing with light. You got no light, you got no photograph. I like to play with light, and so I come across some things sometimes, and when you refract light, it splits into the gazillion colors that it splits into. But also, you can play with something similar, and you get all the colors, and it's white. And then again, this eye tickling thing. It's is capturing light created? I kind of think so. It has its moments, but this one I was able to adjust the thing I was playing with to shape the shape of a. It kind of looks like a bird's eye, kind of with the beak and everything, but it's got the colors, and I didn't play with it too much. The saturation is really, 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 really good, but um, just
It's like the eye of Osiris, as if it were being tickled by a prism of light.
how about that? Look at that, Eye of Osiris. There it is, Mr. Nelson. Anything?
It's a left eye. So it is the left eye.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Being tickled.
It's being tickled. I mean, if you are looking at a mirror image, then you're looking at the right eye. But if you're looking at a an opposite thing, then you're looking at the left eye.
Ah. But where the camera
That's
see it, the camera would reverse it and flip it. So anyway, fair enough. Left eye,
okay.
like
Then it would be a boat.
good point. On sailing on the cosmic rays.
or
Okay.
a football in a wind tunnel. I mean, you can.
A very strong wind tunnel, yes. All right, good. We're having fun with this. Yay. Okay, then to move back to the traditional, back to the traditional training. Go ahead. I really like this one. I saw this and I spent quite some time. I was like, oh no, I cannot not do this properly. I got a kick out of the clouds in the background. Either I'd capture the foreground and that old Pratt thing, you expose for the shadow and you print for the highlights type
Right.
of thing.
Hmm.
And I could not keep the clouds. If I got the clouds, everything else was lost. If I got the foreground, the background was lost. So I did some tweaking and I did some, threw a polarizer on there. I got it so that they were like maybe two steps apart, two f-stops apart instead of five. And I was able to capture this with a little bit of underexposure so I could keep the detail in the foreground. But I like the repetition of circles and the patterns and and it just kind of tickled my eye. And I don't know if it's very creative, but um, I like capturing it. And that's what I've got. And the throwback or the, nod to traditional black and white photography. You should see this one big, which I like to print big, but I wish I could print this one big because there's so much detail. This is like a 1912 Model T Ford that was like out baking out in the sun, upstate New York, and it was just uh, visually tasty. I almost smacked my lips and salivated a little bit when I saw this because of the circle of the weird hand steering wheel and the background and the canopy. Of course, it was covered with leather or some material at one point, which is long gone. But just the shapes and the circles, and I really enjoyed it. So that's all I got for that one. And that's all I have for Who's Afraid of Creative Photography. And that's my eye tickle for the evening. Cheers.
Okay. I want to thank you for the relationships in the three images. And today's relationship is circles.
I like this one. It's really nicely composed. It's a great exercise in composition.
Yeah.
What? Which one? The last one?
Yeah, I mean, actually, all three of them, but this one really, more than the other two, really overstates the idea of composition, composition, composition. So good work.
Thank you.
Just
I think we. I think.
Right, I mean,
done
overstate in a positive way, not derogatory.
what?
I said, I mean overstate in a positive way, emphatically.
Okay, I got it.
Did I just lose it? I think.
Lose what?
Yep, I think I just lost. Yep. I'm sorry, guys. Continue on. I just think I just lost the images. I need to reset that back up again. I apologize.
That's okay. There isn't a thing we can do because Greg is done with his, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're up next.
Yep, I will set that up again really quick.
Mark. Well, so Mark's pictures are bumped to 2. Is that the idea?
Yeah, they're all in the same app, and I just
Okay.
actually, yeah.
Well, since we have a little time, I wanted
Yeah.
to really. I'm surprised we haven't done that. Like an episode just on composition. I mean, as far as going to the basics, I mean, it doesn't get any more basic than composition is very important.
Well, we did 2 episodes on composition.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
I don't remember. I think it's time for part 2 at least.
Part 3.
Part 3.
I can live with that.
Okay. All right. So I'm ready, and I will show you what tickles me. And so this tickles me.
A black screen. Oh, okay.
Very nice.
I'm, earlier today I was looking at things that would tickle me, and so I just decided making relationships between 2 different things tickles me. And so I was like, okay. So I was looking through the archive, and I said, wow, actually they were right together in the archive. And when you're looking through the archive and you see these 2 images together, it's like, wow, I like that. So, the horizontal lines relating to each one and just so forth and so on. And that patch of red, boom, red's my favorite color. So bing, bada boom. That's where I go, so I'm tickled there. And, when I go out photographing and I see things of interest, I get tickled just by looking at things. So this image tickled me to no end, because when you're out and you're looking at things and you're looking at light, shadow, and when I'm out, and maybe people out there, I don't know how often they do, but as photographers, we're always looking at light, shadow, and color.
Right.
And so sometimes you're wondering whether it's something that you're looking at, you're intrigued by it, but you're not sure why. And you either go with it or you just say, forget it, and you don't. This was one of those circumstances where I saw something there and I just had to get it. When I came home and I looked at it, I said, I still don't know why, but I'm tickled by it. So those are my 2 tickles.
Okay. Well, I like the shadow play. I do, but it's like you jam 2 pictures together, and the only thing like holding it together is that private property, which is kind of a silly thing to say for this vacant lot. But you got one side is black and white with shadows, deep shadows and shapes and everything, and then the other side is color, and then it's painted wall. Like I kind of like it. It's kind of a little goofy, sure.
And it only goes so far too, the painted wall.
Right. And what's interesting for me is that, of course, anytime you have, I'm going back to my need for deep shadows. And so the deeper the shadow, the better, because then it becomes more abstract. And I like the idea of creating abstractions, even within just standard situations of real life. This particular instance was definitely an abstract situation, and using light to make the abstract situation even more abstract is what sort of tickled me. And I think that's the reason why I liked it so much. And I felt the need to be tickled by it.
So the heck with the zone system, you don't need to see detail in the shadows, or that's just what it is that you're trying to be the antithesis to.
No, it's kind of interesting. I said deep shadow. I didn't say totally black. So there's a deep shadow there. So you can see into the shadow. It's just very hard to see into the shadow, but it's there.
All right. Cool. Okay, I'm with that, man. Okay.
That's it for me, dudes.
All right. So,
I like the one with the red grate, because I know, I'm pretty sure you didn't. I mean, you didn't change anything about the tone. That's the actual color image, the one on the right side.
Yes.
That's the actual color image. It is that color gray, that color black, that color white, and the red just pops out in the rain like that.
Yes.
And it's so odd to see that. I like that one a lot.
But that's something about New York. If you just, bop around, you have no idea what you'll run into. There's just, man, tight shots, medium, wide shots, landscapes. There's just like a plethora.
Right, but to recognize the graphic possibilities of just seeing, the wheelchair access, great, juxtaposed against these perfect shades of black, white, and gray,
Mm-hmm.
And not get a cab, a foot, an umbrella, that's pretty crafty. I like it.
Yeah, but that's part of the big fun of photography. You get to choose what you want in the image. And you let your
sort
eye
of
go
don't.
and have fun.
You do, but you don't.
You
Because no, you sort of don't. When you're out, Greg, when you're outside and you're composing your shot and someone gets in the way, someone stands in your photograph, you see something and someone's already occupying the spot that you actually want to photograph from, and they're not going to move, and you don't feel it's your place to tell them to move so you can get the shot. It's
you could stand like really close to them and make them really uncomfortable.
I had that experience yesterday, which was I was across the street, maybe 75, 100 yards from something I liked and I saw. And I started to cross the street against there was a green light, so I had to wait. By the time I got to the spot, there was someone standing in front of the thing I wanted to photograph. And they stood there for 5 minutes. And I was really like, I wanted to, and I said, so patience is a virtue too. So.
But also like before, like some of the other shots or some of the other episodes, if it's or I won't say make a COVID reference, but if you wanted to get Manhattan, kind of deserted, show up at like 5 a.m. I mean, there are certain parts that are kind of deserted.
Yeah, right. But with the sun up, you really can't do that at 5 o'clock anymore. So you have to pick and choose your moments.
Okay. All right. That and there's always Photoshop. So go ahead. Mark, you're up. Tickle my eye, man.
All right. Well, for me, when you said
please no shadow puppets, you did not do shadow. Tell me you didn't do shadow puppets.
Not for this episode, no. When someone talks to me about eye ticklers in terms of photography, I think about the fact that we have a very digital world here, and we talked about this before. Almost everything is seen on a screen. So literally, like 99% of the photographs we view today are literally eye ticklers because they're blasting light into your retina. So they're tickling that part of your eye, literally.
But not every photograph is a good photograph. I hope that's not
no, what I'm saying is that every photograph is an eye tickler. Every photograph that we see via a screen is an eye tickler, literally. But in terms of the ones that give me that sense of tickling my eye, I think that those validation matrices that exist, the click on the motorcycle, click on the traffic lights in order to validate your identity, to prove that you're not a robot.
Yeah, it's the capture. Capture confirmation.
To me, those.
Greg,
I'm sorry. What was that?
We lost you.
Oh no! Am I here? Are we here? We here?
Yeah, you're there now. Go ahead.
Okay. I was saying that those validation matrices that they come up with, these the sets of photos that are put together so that you can prove that you're not a robot and that you're actually a human.
Yep. They're called CAPTCHA.
The photo gods. They have silenced him.
Huh? Yeah, some of them are easy to see, some of them aren't. But I always think it's very interesting because you always have to click 3 or 4 of something. It's sort of like click the trees,
Right.
And then and it is like in the upper left-hand corner of this. This is just a screenshot of my own web page. And screenshot of the web page. You have an upper left-hand corner, right? You've got, or it's just a portion of it. You got trees, and then you've got trees on the big brownstone street, and you've got trees below that on Fifth Avenue. But then, I don't know about you guys, but if I've clicked on 3 sets of trees, I'm starting to look at the handlebar picture and wondering if that's a shrub or a tree. Are they counting that? And so I skip it, and then another one comes up, and I go, oh man, I didn't get all the trees. So it's kind of they tickle me and they irritate in a way. Something itches and tickles me, So that's my eye tickler. One level, you've got these images where the light's going directly to your retina, literally tickling your eye. And on another level, you've got all these images that are sort of tickling your senses or your ability to identify small components in a variety of frames. And that's it. That's all I got.
Hallelujah. Well, there
Okay.
it is. Eye ticklers. Who's afraid of creative photography? I guess that question is answered. Hopefully, we'll be able to do some other. I'd like to
Well, it's
revisit
very creative.
composition because
I guess I am afraid. only in the validation thing. Sorry about that, Craig.
Well, we're working on a new format too. We're gonna make our discussions a little more concise, a little tighter, and I think have we attained nirvana, Mr. Nelson?
No, we haven't. We've gone over.
Got it. Oh well. Well, that's it. That's going to do it for this episode anyway. Eye ticklers. I like creative photography, and I wanted to know who is afraid of photography. Creative photography shouldn't be. I adamantly profess that if you got a camera, or if you don't, get one, and just get out there and shoot. Learn your equipment. You have a fun. Photography is just keeps giving as long as you keep stretching. You'd be surprised what you could do with it. Join a group, you take a class, or just get out there and shoot. The technology is just going through the roof now, especially with digital, etc. So just have some fun with it. I'm Greg Claymore. That's Mr. Nelson, and that's Mr. Skinner over there, and we are 3 black grads having our photo talk, and that's going to wrap it for this episode. Take care.